Yo, you are back live with Digging in the Trenches with me, JPF Scout, your host and my co-host. Yeah, Dr. Brown, Reggie Brown in the house. And then
Let's go.
we got my guest, my buddy Tito. Tito's in the house. I love it, man. He's getting ready to go to the game. We welcome all of you guys that are coming in here and joining us. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button on your way in. And we're going to today talk, obviously, the Dolphins. We're going to talk a little bit to my boy Tito down here about the Dolphins and how he feels about it. We're going to go over the pregame matchups, and then we're going to stack the bricks and get into those pregame predictions. And my boy in the background, Bobby, he's feeling a little under the weather. My master producer back there is producing for us. I had something special worked up there for Dr. Brown and us for a little intro made up. I think Bobby maybe forgot to put the pre-video on there, but that's okay. We'll do that next week. But let's just jump into this, man. Tito, dude, it's great to have you on the show, man.
Tito.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, man. You're getting ready to go to the game, man. It's going to be awesome. I heard you had a little idea cooked up about maybe talking to some Dolphins fans before the football game.
Yeah, man. I want to get as many Dolphins fans. I want to, do a little interviews here and there. Get people's thoughts and ideas on what's happening and what they see, what the future is like for the Miami Dolphins, and also I want to know what's on their mind. What the season has brought to them, because we've been blessed this season. We've been waiting so freaking long for this.
Absolutely,
this is our year. So I want to know what's going on in people's heads, So yeah, I'm going to be doing a little interviews tomorrow at the game, at the tailgate, and
awesome.
I'm excited to meet a lot of fans too. I've been networking with a lot of Dolphin fans on Twitter, but we've never really met in person. You know what I mean? So tomorrow is going to be super exciting to finally meet some of these guys.
It's going to be great.
Man, because I'm this year has really been about family. You know what I'm talking about? It's not all about football, and that's starting to translate to us fans here. You know what I mean? Where we see each other as family. You know what I mean? So I think this whole new environment has brought something special to the table. And you know who I saw do this last year? I saw the Bengals do this before they made it to the Super Bowl. Yeah. I saw the way they were interacting. I saw the way they bonded, and it was more than just football. You know what I mean? It was about team bonding.
I think it's the Mike McDaniels effect. He has brought a certain climate and culture to the Dolphins, and it's translated to the Dolphin fan base.
Absolutely, dude. It's all about leadership. Leadership starts from the top and it trickles down.
Yes, sir.
So I'm super excited, man. It's definitely a different vibe, different energy from last year and the previous years, man. I think Coach McDaniels understands human nature more than any other coach. Yeah. And he uses that. He uses human nature to his advantage, which is a good thing, because at the end of the day, they're humans. Like he says, they're not just football players. They're fathers, they're sons. You know what I mean? They're grandsons to somebody. So
absolutely,
that's what I love about this.
Hey Tito, what's the weather out there right now? What's the prediction?
Yeah,
the weather.
Good question.
The weather is raining.
Right.
You're talking about the real weather, right?
Yeah, the real weather.
Yeah. It's raining right now out here in the West Coast. I'm in the Bay Area. I'm 15, 20 minutes away from Levi Stadium.
Okay.
It's raining. Tomorrow it should be raining, but not as much as right now.
All right. Maybe that'll pass out of there.
What's that?
Maybe that rain will pass out of there. The storm system will pass out of there, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope so, because it's cold right now for us, at least.
Yeah, we're not playing until 2 o'clock, so.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, 2 o'clock Mountain time.
Right. Yeah. My bad.
Yeah, you're good. You're all good, dude.
This whole timing thing got me all screwed up.
It does all of us, bro. It's hard to coordinate all these together. But I want to talk about a comment we just had on there. Bobby, can you pull that back up? My boy Capper for Life right there was talking about, we finally got Tito in the community. About damn time. Hell yeah, bro. I wanted to share that one right there, because he's right. We'd love to have you up here too, Cap. See what you got to say about the Fins, man. This is family. We want to keep keep everything tight over here, oriented. This is all
Yes.
aqua and orange talk. We're going to keep things real over here. But before the season started, Tito, where did you see the Miami Dolphins coming together like this? And did you have any record prediction? Maybe you had. What did you have us going finishing?
I didn't have a record prediction. I'm not, but I did know that we were going to be something special this year. I just didn't know how special it was going to be. Just because I started seeing all the pieces starting to come together,
Facts.
like legit, dude. When we started recruiting, started bringing in all these new guys, it was like playing Madden and just trading the computer for whatever guys really wanted. You know what I mean? Like what we never had speed like we do now. Mm-hmm. And it took Mike McDaniel's fucking excuse my language. It took Mike McDaniel's like a month or two to figure that out. It took all of the past coaches how long to figure that out? And to get a freaking real right tackle. You know what I mean? Like I started, and not just that, but when we picked up the fullback, Alec, I was just like, bro, that's what we've been missing, a real true fullback.
Yes, sir.
So we started seeing all these pieces starting to come together, man. I started looking at it like Power Rangers, when they would all come together, they would all morph, and they would create this big ass fucking man. Yeah, that's what I started noticing.
We got Cap again. Tito, what are you hearing about the left tackle situation in San Francisco?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I haven't been really scouting their left tackles or their offensive tackle. I just don't know their D line and their D backs.
Yeah.
But as far as their O line, I don't know who's starting or who's playing.
Is Trent Williams not supposed to be? Is he hurt? Is he questionable for the game at all?
I wouldn't know.
Does anybody know?
Yeah, it's similar to us. It's going to be a game time decision.
Oh, really?
The same thing with Terran Armstead. He's going to try to give it a go. Trent Williams is going to try to give it a go. You can't replace Pro Bowl type talent. So hopefully they can play. And if Armstead plays, it's a no-brainer. We're going to beat the brakes off of him.
Oh, hell yeah. I was going to say the same thing. Man, that's kind of crazy. If both of those guys are both Pro Bowl perennial left tackles, both of them are great in their own right. But if they were to not have Trent Williams going forward, man, that's a big loss for them. I know it's just as big as a loss for us not having Terran Armstead, but I think that we can scheme ways around that the same way everybody else has with Bosa. He's coming back off of an injury a little bit late himself. I think there's ways to do it, and the way to do it, we were going to have some film to drop here, but I had a little bit of problem getting into some film session. But we'll bring it to you some other time. But I can describe to you what they're going to kind of try to do to us. Of course, they're going to bring Bosa at us, and then you got to worry about their middle linebackers. The middle linebackers are going to muddy up the field. Here we go, Cap again. Last time I heard, back spasms for Williams. Hey, man, if he's got back spasms, we all know how that works with your back. If you've ever had a back injury, it's not just going to be easy to play through. So it definitely will be hard to know. But back again to the game plan about what I was saying. They'll muddy up the middle of the field with their linebackers. Their linebackers do more for their defense than anybody really realizes. I think you'll see a lot of 12 and 13 formations to chip, bring a tight end over there to duo block with either Shell or Little or whoever's going to be in the game at that time. Armstead, let's hope, to help out right there to slow down that pass rush. As we were talking about before we got on the show, Tua Tagovailoa is getting rid of the ball really fast within like 2.3 seconds. Dr. Brown, you brought that up. So we're going to get rid of the ball a lot quicker too. But they're going to try to get us into open space with Christian McCaffrey and force us to tackle one-on-one. That's the one thing they're definitely going to do. When they get in the red zone, they're really going to like to use George Kittle and Jennings. There's a bunch of things going into this. What do you think about the matchup just going forward in base? Dr. Brown,
I think
start
that
with you.
Offensively, I think offensively, we have to be able to establish the run game. We don't have to be, 100, 150 yards rushing. We just have to be consistent with it to keep those linebackers honest, to keep the front four honest, where they're just not, pinning back their ears and getting after Tua. If we can have a decent enough run game, keep them honest, which allows us to now do 3-step, 5-step play action the things we like to get to, then we're going to be fine. Again, Tua, even though they have a great defensive front, Tua with that quick release, again, 2.7, number 3 in the league in terms of release time. We won't have a problem with containing that pass rush, but the running game just makes it, gives us more opportunities to do different things. And I also think that, Mike McDaniels and Kyle Shanahan know each other very, very well. Shanahan with Mike McDaniels has been with him for about 15 years or so, and so he knows the offense. It'll be interesting to see what nuances they bring to the game because they know each other's shoulders run, trying to negate what San Francisco knows about them. What does Kyle Shanahan change up? Because he knows Mike McDaniel knows his offense really well. So I expect to see a lot of trick plays, a lot of different things in the game to throw off the tendencies that both teams know about each other.
Oh yeah, man. I think you're onto a point right there. Basically trying to go zig while they zag. And, maybe do the opposite of what you normally do might be the key to winning this football game. What you think about this game, just, in general, Tito, going forward before we get into the matchup part?
What do I think about this game? I think this game's going to be a slobber knocker, to be honest.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like, I totally understand where Doc is coming from because this game is more than just any Sunday game. This game, like it's like a bad, like they broke up and now they, you know what I mean? Like it was like a bad breakup and now they're all back because
back together.
Dude, because we got Niners on our team. We got Niners and they're playing with a chip on their shoulder. Raheem is playing with a chip on his shoulder. Wilson is pissed that he got traded out of San Francisco for some other guy when he could have, they could have been fine with him. But he is playing with the chip on his shoulder. So, and then obviously Mike McDaniels wants to prove them wrong. You know what I mean? So I think this is definitely going to be the game of the year. And it's definitely going to be a slobber knocker, man. We're gonna be seeing some hard hits. We're going to be seeing some trick plays that we've never seen before.
Oh, yeah. Right there, we just had a comment come up. Cap. Real quick, Bobby, pull it up. I think he talked about, an 11-man personnel for this game would be perfect. I would love to see Gesicki make some red zone plays. Yeah, man. I think they'll sprinkle in the 11-man personnel probably in the red zone somewhere. I think you'll see a lot of different formations. You'll see 11 personnel. You'll see 12 personnel. You'll see 13 personnel. I think you might even see some 22 and 23 personnel, but with one of those running backs being Tyreek Hill, and I would expect to see that on the somewhere down in the red zone to take advantage of his speed. Obviously, not vertical but horizontally.
Yeah, I think I
want to see some jumbo packages, man.
So do I.
Run the rock.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
go.
Some 6 and 7 man offensive line packages wouldn't be bad. I've seen the Saints utilize that same pack in the game they just played the Niners in. They were also obviously using a lot of 12-man formations. But we'll see a lot of those going forward.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.
That's right, man. Hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget you were tuned in live with Digging in the Trenches with your man, JPS Scout, and my co-host right here, Dr. Brown. Yeah, and we got our guest in here, distinguished guest Tito, going to the game. He's going to be repping for us, talking about all that aqua and orange goodness over there to the fans. It's going to be awesome. Liz, the Dolphins fan, good morning, everyone. Let's go Dolphins. Hell
Let's go.
Liz. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate everybody here. Yeah, man, it's going to be a great game, man. Like Tito was talking, it's going to be a slobber knocker. I think the special teams is going to come into a very, very big play in this. The San Francisco special teams is no joke. They bring when they come after a punter, they're coming after the punt. They get good average return kicks. They get good average return punt returns, and they cover them well. So we're going to need to be on our game. We're going to need to bring our A game and be ready to play. Like we all know, man. We all know that already, right?
That's right.
I'm sure we all know we got to be ready.
That's going to be a slugfest.
Yep, it's going to be one of those ones, man.
Yeah, I think they were considering Tyreek as a kick returner. He's listed number 1 on the depth chart. Now with the rain and the weather, I'm not sure if they want to take that chance. For me, it's catching in the end zone. Let's start at the 25. We haven't been good at all on special teams. I mean, we're number 32 in the league in terms of return yards. So just catch it and then give Tua and that offense the ball, and we'll go from there. We can take it 90, 80. It's not a problem. Just don't turn it over and don't make mistakes on special teams.
Yep. I absolutely agree with that. I think one of the big keys is going to be, like we were talking, Reggie, about making Jimmy G one-dimensional, shutting them down, and make them beat us with his arm. Don't let them run the football. Make Jimmy G beat us. As much as I love Talona Hufanga, like you guys heard me talking about, that's going to be somebody they could take advantage of in coverage. Tyreek Hill, you get Tyreek match up on Hufanga with a 7, 8, or a 9, he's toast over the top. Same with Jalen, and maybe even Mike Gesicki. Like Cap for Life was just talking about Mike Gesicki could have a big game. I believe he could. You could run him up the seam in this game and probably eat off of that as well. But you guys ready, man? Let's jump into some of these pregame matchups,
Let's
man.
Let's go.
You ready to stack up some bricks?
Let's stack some bricks.
Let's stack up some bricks, baby. So right now, after you look at everything right now, if you don't know by now, if you're new to the show, a brick is a veteran player or a solid player or a younger prospect player that has the arrow up in his career. Right now, the Dolphins are sitting at 45 bricks on the roster, and I'm being modest. And the 49ers have 33 bricks. So they have 33 to our 45. That's not too damn bad. It's going to be a great game. But let's jump right into this thing, man. We're going to start on the offensive side of the football for us, the defensive side of the football for the 49ers. So that's when we have the ball, all right? So we're going to go from left to right. I don't know if we're going to have Armstead in the game, so let's just consider it that Greg Little is going to be the left tackle. So you'd have Greg Little. They run a 4-3 as well, so we're going to have maybe Al Shazier maybe blitzing off that edge. You got Al Shazier versus Little. It's going to be a good matchup, but Shazier probably brings some pain there. I'll take Shazier. Then you go over to the other side right there. You got Ebukam versus Jones. Going to be a great matchup again. But that Ebukam can do some stuff. He's a fun player. I'll take Ebukam. Then you go to the middle. The Givens kid they have. He's a really fun player as well. Very exciting, young, exuberant. I'm going to take Williams on this one, though. Connor Williams will be matched up against him sometimes. Yeah, I'm going to take Connor right here. Then we'll go to the other side right there. Eric Armstead is coming back off of injury, and we'll almost exclusively see Robert Hunt right there. That one right there, man, I want to give Armstead the nod, but I'm going to give this one a push, and that's because I think Hunt is playing at an elite level right now. I shouldn't say elite, but he's playing at a Pro Bowl level right now, playing pretty damn good. So you get over to the other matchup. You're going to have, of course, the one everybody's probably dreading, but it's going to be Nick Bosa versus Brandon Shell. Yep, and I'm going to take Nick Bosa, obviously, because he's the better player, but I think they're going to have something cooked up on that side to make it work. What do you guys think about those matchups throughout the offensive line?
Well, I think it's what you said, that Armstead is a tough matchup. But you have to consider the fact that Mike McDaniels is going to do some different things. He's going to chip with the fullback in goal. He's going to chip with Gesicki and Smythe. He's going to move the pocket. He's going to do a lot of trick stuff. So while they match up better on paper, I think scheme-wise, we should be able to handle it. And again, with Tua been having such a quick release and getting the ball out of there, they won't get sacks, but they will get pressure. And he has proven that he handles pressure pretty well.
Right. What do you think, Tito?
No, I totally agree. I think Mike McDaniels is a freaking genius when it comes to mapping things out and pivoting the other way when somebody's coming this way. Or I'm talking about like drawing the plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Scheme.
Scheming. Yeah. So I definitely see Mike McDaniels playing checkers in that chess against the Niners.
Hell yeah, bro.
Defensive line.
Is there any one matchup in there that we were talking about that stands out to you guys?
Well, to me, the key is you got to control Nick Bosa. He's just such a dog. He's an elite defensive lineman. You got to have an answer for him. I suspect Mike McDaniels will have an answer. Again, chipping with the fullback, some play action, moving the pocket, all of that stuff. But if you get Bosa going, it's going to be a long day.
Absolutely. I agree. I think that's the same matchup along the offensive line that I would, be looking at.
Right.
Yep.
Especially him going up against, Shield.
Yep, against Shell. Yep. I mean, Shell's good, man. I think Shell can hold his own over there, but I mean, he's no world beater by far. But I mean, he's solid.
Is he mobile enough for Bosa?
Yeah,
he's athletic, and
I think he's mobile enough for him.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll work out.
Okay.
Let's jump into the next set of nice key little matchups, and we're the ones still with the football, obviously. Let's take a look at our running backs and our fullbacks versus their linebackers. You got Shazier, you got Fred Warner, who was a perennial Pro Bowl All-Pro, and you got Greenlaw. You can even throw Hufunga's run support up into that as well, versus Mostert, Wilson, and Ingold. As much as I'd like to say I'd push with this matchup because I like our running backs, I like our speed, I like our 1-2 punch, I got to go with the 49ers linebackers in this matchup.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Well, like you said, Warner is, if he's not the best linebacker in the league, he's one of the best. And so, but again, I think the things that we do, Tua manipulates linebackers with his eyes, again, moving the pocket, the cutback in the stretch zone, getting people to the second level. We've been really, really good at that. So as long as we continue to do what we do, they'll have the edge, but it won't be a dominant edge. We should be fine.
Right.
And I think in the running game, too, we just have to be consistent. We don't have to have 150 yards rushing to beat them, but we do have to be able to run the ball to keep those guys honest so that they don't pin their ears back and get going. If we don't have a semblance of a running game, again, it's going to be a long day.
You just need to keep them honest, right? Right,
yeah,
Reggie?
We got to keep them honest.
Yeah, man. All we need is what? 3.3 yards every single play.
There you go.
We don't need big runs. We don't need big runs, but we do need to be consistent with these yards.
Yep.
Because that linebacker, the 49ers linebacker crew, like they're thumpers. You know what I mean? They're not much like coverage guys, but they're thumpers, and that's
they bring it.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, the guy who
we do a little play action, little RPOs, a little manipulation with the eyes, mess with their heads a little bit, not so much physically, but maybe with their heads.
Sure.
And get them off of their toes,
Yep. The one that I know can cover for sure is definitely Warner. That dude's an all-around linebacker. He can cover, he can tackle, he can run in space with guys. He's blade to blade, sideline to sideline.
Yeah,
you want to call it. Let's jump over. Same matchup. We got the ball still. Let's go into my unicorns. I've been playing my boys all season long. I'm going to jump into our wide receivers, which I think this is like a matchup where I have key like circled on the paper, boxed out, because this is where we can take advantage of them, is Tyreek Hill versus Lenore. The Lenore kid is from Oregon. He's quick. He's fast. He's very undersized, but at the same time, he's very physical at the point of attack. He will put his hands on Tyreek and try to jam him. He can run. I shouldn't say he can run with Hill, but he's fast. So I'll take Tyreek Hill in that matchup like I have all damn year. Then you go over to the other side. I got Jalen Waddle, the Houston Rocket, versus what is it? Jimmy Ward? Is that his name?
Yeah, Ward.
Yep, Jimmy Ward.
Still got Jimmy Ward, huh?
Yep. I'll take Jalen Waddle on that one. What do you guys got on this?
Yeah, I think that, the last couple of weeks, we haven't been targeting Tyreek and Hill. We've been able to run the ball and do some other things. And, they've had 4 or 5 catches. I think this is the game where we get back to them where, Hill has 140 yards and the touchdown. Waddle has 120 and a touchdown. The key to the game is those guys taking over and being the elite players that they are, because it's going to be tough sledding running the ball, and we're going to have to beat them throwing the ball, and I think our guys are up for the challenge. I mean, they're the best duo in the league.
I was about to piggyback on that, man. We get the best wide receiver duo in the league.
Yes,
and
sir.
They don't just have to cover one dude, but they got to cover the other guy, and then they got to look out for our tight ends, and everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Liz said, which university in Oregon? The University of Oregon. That's what the former player is for Lenore. Yeah, he's a former Oregon Duck. You know what? Then let's go over here. We'll stay with the same side of the football. We have the ball. That's a nice key matchup. Mike Gesicki versus Talona Hufunga. We just talked about that a little bit in the seam. I think in the seam, I think I'll take Mike Gesicki, but I like Hufunga's overall game here, so I'll give him the advantage. Mr. Brown, I'll start with you. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that the key to it is for Mike Gesicki to have a good game. He got to have a couple of catches to occupy that guy, and they take him serious and don't let him run. Hufunga is a great player, But, Kazeki is something to be dealt with. And I think he's really going to have a big game because they're going to focus on Tyreek and Waddle. So I expect our tight ends to have a really big game. And also, and I don't know if you mentioned, but Sherfield, Craycraft, those guys are going to really be huge in this game. And again, they're going home. They know these guys. They know the defense really, really well. So I expect Sherfield, Craycraft, and Gesicki to have really big games as well.
Hell yeah. Same.
Yeah, I forgot about our receiver. Those receivers came from San Francisco.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. That's an advantage right there, man.
Yep, he stole the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, what do you got versus Thomas versus Sherfield and Trevarius Ward versus Craycraft? I'll give Trevarius Ward over Craycraft, but I'm taking Sherfield over Thomas. But I was going to talk about that, but I'm glad Reggie brought it up. That's okay. I think we lost Reggie. I think he's going fishing. That's all right. He stayed through as long as he could with this. Thank you, Reggie. We appreciate you for being here with us. It's a good time to segue into. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the network. We thank all of you guys for tuning in to Dig It in the Trenches. You were watching JPF Scout Live with my boy Tito now is in the house. But yeah, man, I like that matchup he was just talking about right there. He kind of stole the what I was talking about next, which would be that next matchup of Sherfield versus Thomas and Craycraft versus Trevarius Ward. What do you think about those two right there? That gives us an advantage, you think, big time?
I think so, man. I think our receivers knowing what their defense thinks and acts like is going to help us out tremendously, man.
I do too.
So I don't know. I'm taking, obviously, I'm not trying to be biased, but I'm taking our guys over them.
Yeah.
But as far as Gesicki and that safety, that one's gonna be pretty good. Yeah, is he related to Troy Polamalu?
I think so. I think he is
his nephew or something.
I think it's his nephew. Yeah, I was really high on Talona Hufanga when he come out of college.
Yeah, so was I. At
USC. Yeah. His stuff really matched. He's stud. Yeah, he's super good. Man.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a tough matchup.
But when you get into it, man, like you just said, Tito. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I think I'll take our offense as well over their defense when you look at the matchup. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, that pretty much does it for our offense versus their defense, unless you want to jump into Tua versus their safety, which is Gibson Sr. I'll take Tua. He's playing lights out, the best quarterback in the league right now. If you look at all the statistics, he's got the best rating, the best QBR. I mean, this guy is killing it right now. He's making some really nice passes. He's throwing people open. He's playing with anticipation. He's playing with leadership.
Rhythm.
He's a rhythm passer in general. And when you get the dude into rhythm, he gets hot. I remember remember we were rapping in some spaces earlier. I'm like, man, you get this dude into rhythm, man, he will literally chew people apart. Fins up, let's go, Dolphins. Liz in the house. Yeah, absolutely. I wish Lenore was an Oregon Duck too, or was a Dolphin, by the way. She mentioned that before. She said, too bad Lenore's not a Dolphin. Yeah, I agree with you. Too bad he's not. But he's a former Duck. But let's jump over to the other side of the football, and we'll go to when the 49ers have the football and the Dolphins are on defense. We'll start down low. Obviously, I'm a trench guy, so we'll start there first. We got, I don't know if he's going to play or not, but let's just act like Trent Williams is going to play the football game. Trent Williams versus Chubb. It's going to be a heavyweight matchup of two big guys trying to slug it out down there. It's going to be great. It's going to be a nice matchup. I like Trent Williams' veteran leadership here. I'll take him. Get over to the other matchup. I got Christian Wilkins versus Banks. I'll take Wilkins. Banks is a younger player, been struggling a little bit. Go into the one tech position. You got Raekwon Davis versus our ex-center, Jake Brendel. Well, I'm taking Raekwon Davis. I know what Jake Brendel can do. Let's go to the other side. We got Zach Sealer versus Burford. Burford's been struggling as well. Both their guards have been struggling a little bit. And this is another key matchup I have circled on this side of the football to where I think we could take advantage of them, just like the other side of the ball where Tyreek takes advantage of Lenore. Oh, here we go. Cap for life. Let me get into this right quick. Time of possession is the most important, in my opinion. I know we can score on each drive, but we have to gotta milk the clock also. Play smart. Don't give them the chances to be on the field and wear them out, wear their defense. I agree, man. Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I want to stay on the field and wear them out, keep their defense tired, and then make them pay for it in the fourth quarter. That's exactly would be my game plan as well. Make them one-dimensional and just go out there and eat. But staying with the down-low matchups, Sealer versus Buford, I'm taking Sealer. Excuse me. Then we got Jalen Phillips versus Mike McClinchy. Mike McClinchy's been there forever. You know, well, it seems like forever now. But I'll take Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips is coming on lately, been playing real good. Then you got to think about Ingram getting into sub in there and Andrew Van Ginkel getting to sub in there. I like our matchup a lot.
Chubb?
Chubb. I already mentioned Chubb.
Oh, you did? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, Chubb was the first one we went through.
Okay.
But what do you think about the down low one? So I took basically all 4 of our guys besides their left tackle.
The only dudes that I'm concerned over are the tackles. Trent and the guy from Notre Dame.
McClinchy,
yeah.
Yep.
Those are the only 2 dudes. I don't think their guards are that great. And
no, they're struggling.
And their center, I mean, like their center was our backup center like a couple of years ago. And our center and our offensive line was garbage the last few years.
Really bad.
Yeah, so I'm not too concerned over the interior. I'm more concerned over the tackles.
I agree.
So yeah, I mean, as long as we could freaking just collapse that pocket, bro, our D tackles are going to be eating. Feasting.
Yes, I agree. I think there's a spot in this game, and I already called it out. It's going to be that right side of the line. So Sealer versus Burford and Phillips versus McClinchy. Obviously, you can mix and match with that outside on McClinchy. Chubb would eat him alive. Ingram would eat him alive. I even think Andrew Van Ginkel will give him a run for his money. I love our matchup right there. I think if we are able to make them one-dimensional and shut down their run, which I think that's what's going to happen, I think we could pin our ears back and really get after them. We had 5 sacks last week. Who knows what they could have this week, because if they get after it and you know what, they smell blood in the water, maybe they really want to get out there and show how much they really love this coach, because I know they love him so much. Yeah. So it could be something.
I want to see Justin Zimmer.
Yep, Justin Zimmer. Yep, Justin Zimmer will be in there.
Man.
Yep,
I want to see what that guy could do.
He can do a lot, man. I'll be honest, I got a lot on that kid. That kid's got a lot of heart. He's a former Ferris State player, like Zach Sealer. They both played in college together. He's almost like a little Zach Sealer, you know what I mean? But he's got not as much experience as Sealer, but a lot of heart, a lot of fight. And that's what I like with those kids. He's hungry and he's ready to play. He's ready to win. He's ready to go show what he can do. Yes. I mean, I watched him chase down a dude last week all the way down the line of scrimmage and dive at him and, barely make the tackle on the dude. But I'm like, yeah, go get him, Justin. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we want right there, man. Yeah. I love his play.
I want players that are hungry. I don't care about the experience.
Yep.
I mean, yes, I do. I mean, I do care for a certain extent. But we've seen some players that have experience and they don't give it their all.
That's right.
They just do the minimum because they're getting paid. You know what I mean?
Yep, you're right,
man. The dudes that are freaking underpaid, undervalued, that are freaking hungry.
Those underdogs.
The underdogs, exactly, man. So I want to see Ziller. I want to see
Zimmer.
Zimmer. I want to see Zimmer in there, and I want to see what the dude has, because I think if you give him an opportunity, he's going to run with it, just like his partner did, Zach.
Yep, you're going to see it, bro. You're going to get a chance. He's going to get, I think, about 15, maybe 20 snaps. I think that's about what he'll get right there. But we'll keep along right here with the matchups right here. Yeah. Reggie said he's trying to reconnect right now. He's in the woods. Yep, they're going fishing though, man. Hey, that dude's getting ready to go have himself a blast. You can't hate on the man. So let's go over and keep it with this matchup. We got let's go with their running backs versus our linebackers. McCaffrey versus Roberts and Baker is going to be a good matchup. You can also include the run support of Eric Rowe. You also conclude in that running back room with the Niners, Kyle Juszczyk. Don't forget about Kyle Juszczyk. That's a part of their offense. They're going to use a lot of window dressing, a lot of motion with that guy. You can see him catching the ball out there on the edges as well. So you've got to be careful. The linebackers are going to have to be aware of coverage. They're going to, like I said in the opening, when we talked just a little bit about the game, they're going to have to be ready for trying to get McCaffrey into open space. When you get a one-on-one opportunity to tackle McCaffrey, the defense doesn't need to make it a one-on-one. I want to see them gang tackle Christian McCaffrey. So when there's one guy there, I want there to be 2 more there behind him. The way to do that, too, is I think you'll see us play a little bit more zone as well in order to keep the guys in front of us. But I like slightly give the Dolphins linebackers an edge versus the running backs. What do you think?
I mean, McCaffrey's when he's out in the open, he's hard to tackle.
Yes.
I think they're gonna have to tackle him and not necessarily hurt him, but aggressively tackle him so he doesn't hit those holes. He hits those holes knowing that he's gonna get popped. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like make him second guess himself before he hits that hole. Yep. But with Roberts there, he's a thumper. He's gonna lay the smack down on fucking McCaffrey's little candy ass.
Right.
I'm just more concerned about the open field because McCaffrey's quick.
Yeah,
but then we got Baker. There. We got Baker back there too. Baker's quick, agile, so I think he'll be able to catch up. As long as Roberts, lays the smack down first, and so that it gives them enough time for Baker and the rest of the guys to come and tackle him. Because I want to see all 11 helmets.
Yeah.
On that ass.
Same here, I mean? Bro.
All 11 helmets fucking hit him hard.
Yes, sir.
He won't hit that whole heart.
Yep. And another thing I want to bring up before we get into the rest of the matchups, but about the linebackers, is that I think this is a game that you could see Jerome Baker potentially have a sack or maybe even 2 sacks and a big maybe strip fumble, something like that, because the way the Dolphins are playing things now is they're able to use Verone McKinley III as the safety a lot and even jockey up Snowman into the box and use him as maybe like the robber or like a spy or someone like that. So look for that in the game. But I like our linebackers right there. Let's stick with the same side of the football that we're on. With the Dolphins have the ball, the Niners are on defense. Or excuse me, change that. The Niners are on offense, the Dolphins are on defense. Blah. Little stoner moment right there. But we got the matchup right there. That's going to be a key one for the game for the Dolphins to pinpoint in on and try to contain. And it's going to be George Kittle versus Eric Rowe. I think they've seen each other before. They're very familiar with each other. I think 2 years ago we went into San Francisco and we roadhoused them. Eric Rowe had a really good game versus Kittle. I think Kittle's going to want to give him some payback. I think the better player here is George Kittle. I'm going to take Kittle. I'll take Kittle in that matchup. What do you got? What do you think?
Yeah, man, Kittle's a stud. Eric's good too. I just think he's getting a little bit older. He's not the same Eric Rowe. I mean, he did lay a hammer in the other last game.
Yeah, that Akins hit.
Yeah, dude, that shit was nasty. That was gnarly. I love that. But I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that.
Same here.
But yeah, man, I think George Kittle's got this one.
Yeah, I think so.
I hate to say it.
Yeah, you're right, though. You got to call it how it is. But let's go to the outside here, and we'll go with the wide receivers. Xavier Howard, I think they might match him up against Brandon Ayuk. I could be wrong. They might decide to put him on Debo. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if I was the coach, I think I would try to take away their best weapon, which is Brandon Ayuk. I'll take Xavier Howard versus Ayuk. I would watch Ayuk, like I said. If he finds a soft spot in some zones, he'll sit down and he will eat you up. But if he does happen to catch the football, Miami Dolphins, make sure you gang tackle him and try to punch the ball out because he will give it up. He'll cough the football up in the middle of the field. He doesn't like to be tackled as much as most of them, but he's physical as well. But he's trying to create extra yards after he catches the football, so he will cough it up. But I'll take Howard right there. Jump over to the other side of the football. What I would do, and I don't know how they'll match it up. This is just what I'm thinking they'll do, is Cater Kuho versus Debo Samuel. And I also heard Debo maybe was a game time decision and questionable for the game as well. But if I had to look at the matchup right there, we got the youngster. He's playing really, really well, coming on, playing out of his mind. But I'll take the veteran Debo right there. So what do you think? Both of them.
Yeah, man. I think Debo will definitely come out on top with this one. I like our cornerback, but I don't know. I don't know if he's ready for someone like Debo.
Me neither.
to go up against. But he's good though. Just give him one more year, man. Yeah, he's
right?
good. Just give him one more year and he'll be fine. And then the other receiver is number 11.
Yep, Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk. He's good too, but I think Howard's going to lock him in.
Yep, you think he's going to lock him down then, huh? Going to clamp him up, give him the clamps?
I think so. I mean,
I hope so.
number 11's a strong guy. He's a big guy. but I think Howard will definitely step up and take control.
Absolutely, dude. I agree. Another guy you got to watch out for, especially in the red zone, is going to be Jawan Jennings. I think they'll probably match him up with either, oh man, I don't know, Crossing or Bethel, one or the other. I would probably put the more experienced guy over there, which would be Bethel. But that's just my opinion. I'll take Bethel if they match up Jennings over there on him. But that'd be the last one out of the wide receivers. Then you give let's go into the safety matchup, the free safety matchup. You're basically matching your free safety up against Jimmy G. Javon Holland against Jimmy G. This is gonna be great, you guys. This is gonna be awesome, man. I'm so excited. I'm sure you're out of your mind getting ready to go to the game and see this live. It's gonna be the greatest experience of your life.
Oh hell yeah!
I want you to send me some pictures. I want you to make sure to post some of your videos live and everything.
Absolutely.
And your questions, because I want to go over them and watch them myself. I'm excited. I'm excited for the game. I'll take the Dolphins defense versus the Niners offense as well. So I like the way we match up. I've been saying it all week. I take us on both sides. Where I will not take us as a team is special teams. I'm getting ready to come into that now. The Ray McLeod, I think that's his name. The returner they have is really good. Their special teams is really good. I don't know how much I can keep saying this. I hope the coaches said this to them too. We can't fall asleep on special teams. You're going to have to tackle. You're going to have to block on punts. And please give us some return yardage, man. I'll take 15. I'll take 10. I'll take 9. But I need return yardage out of anything you can get. I think it's a game that's going to come down close to the wire. Like you said, it's going to be a snot buster. It's going to be a snot rocker. It's going to be an all-out
slobber knocker, baby.
Slobber knocker. It's going to be a fight, baby.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be one of those games where I think in order to win, you need a defensive touchdown, or you need a special teams touchdown for the Dolphins. But that's about it. Oh, here we got enough.
Santa Clara in the house.
What's his name? T-Bone Steak Iffy. It's raining like a dog here in Santa Clara. The field is going to be soaking wet and muddy. A smash mouth game favoring the Niners. Niners, baby, 17-13. Yeah, that's cool, bro. Might be a slugfest. It's going to be a rainy slugfest game for sure.
Hey, bro. Hey, whoever just wrote that, if you're out here in the Bay, man, if you're going to the game, go by our tailgate.
Go by.
DM me on Twitter.
Yep. Hit up Tito, dude. We want to hear everything, but everyone's going out there. Even if you're a Niners fan, I want to know your experiences. I want to hear what you got to say. But we're wrapping up, I think, right now, getting close to the hour. We're 45 minutes, but I wish Reggie could get back in here so we could get his pregame prediction. But since you're here, Tito, you're our distinguished guest today. What do you think is going to happen in this game, and what's your final outcome and final score?
I think it's going to be 21-23. Dolphins.
21-23. I love that, dude. Great score. Great prediction.
So Jason Sanders, you better come through. We need you, man.
Right? Yeah, we need you bad. Yep. And it's a great time for me to talk about this right now, Bobby. If you're listening to me, it's a great time to put up our little flyer there. Once we here at the network at Fins Talk Sports Network reach our 500 subscribers, I'm going to be sponsoring, and Bobby, all of us, we're going to be sponsoring a free jersey giveaway. We'll pick the subscriber randomly. Who knows? It's going to be either a Jalen Waddle, as you see on the screen right there, or a Javon Holland. If you're looking for something, looking to get your wife something, looking to get yourself something, give me a holler, send me a DM. We'll hook you up. I don't care if you want a basketball jersey or even an Olympic soccer jersey, even though they just lost, I'll hook you up. Oh, yeah, there you go. So there you go. Bobby, right there on point. Give me a shout. And
all right, guys. Thank you for having me. And go Dolphins, baby.
It looks like Justin went out there. Justin may pop back in just a minute. Hold on, I'll get Justin back in there. Justin, Tito just said goodbye. He thought the show was over, brothers.
Oh, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, so,
Oh.
he just said, "All right, that's it. Thanks, guys," and he left.
Oh no, that sucks. That's not
That's
the
all
show.
right. We should have warned him before the show, but it's all good.
Yeah, sometimes we click in and out and shit happens. My bad. Sorry about that for everybody that's watching out there. I should have probably gave you my pre-score prediction now, but this is like Tito was just talking about. This is going to be one of those really rough fought games. Anybody thinks maybe we'll blow them out. I don't know. I pray that we do. I think it has a chance to go be a blowout for either team, either the Dolphins or the 49ers. So you got to play to your expectations and to your up level. You need to start the game fast. Don't start slow and expect to come back and win this one. I don't want to see that. You know what? I'm going to take the Dolphins winning this game just like I did yesterday, 18-17. It's going to be a nail biter. It's going to be one of those games you're like, oh my God. But one way, somehow we're going to find a way to pull out the game. That's how we're going to win the football game is 18-17. I wanted to have my score be 24-20 Dolphins, but man, I just think it's going to be one of those games. It's going to be back and forth. Scores are going to be at a premium. You're going to see people playing their butts off. There's a lot of storylines behind the game, a lot of he say, she say, a lot of intrigue, a lot of pupil, a lot of like, I used to stand here and be here. This is a great opportunity for the Dolphins. Like you heard Mike McDaniel talk about, a great opportunity for them to get rolling in the right direction, letting everybody know from a national perception, not just us, because we know what we have, but for everybody else to start taking the Miami Dolphins a little bit seriously. This is the game to do it. And that's how I'm going to close this out, man. Thanks, Bobby. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Smash and like that subscribe button. We love all of you guys here. Let's keep talking Dolphins. We're going to keep rocking over here at Digging in the Trenches. We're going to keep going. As we get into draft season, we're going to have some lovely content coming out. I'm so excited for it. But I thank all of you guys for tuning in, man. Thank every one of you.
Hey, Justin, let me ask you this very quick, brother.
Yeah.
So I love that you have a quick close game. I think it will be too as well. I don't see, obviously the offense, both offenses, even though obviously the Dolphins with Tua, they light it up, passing the ball and all that, but both offenses are similar mindsets with Shanahan and McDaniel. I do see it as a defensive game. I love your score, and I hope you're 100%. I hope you're right, obviously. I think,
Me too.
I think it, first off, I don't know how you think about this. I just want to say this out very quick. And I don't mean to keep you here, but
no,
I
you're
think
fine.
this could be a Super Bowl. I think this could be a Super Bowl preview. These two teams are both very hot right now. 4-game win streak for the Niners, 5-game win streak for the Dolphins. I have it, my prediction, and again, I hope you're right. I'm wrong. I do have it close. I have it 24-21 San Francisco.
Right.
I think that defense defense wins championships. You hear that saying all the time, but I think this could be like, okay, and I don't think this makes Miami a pretender. If Miami lose tomorrow, it does not make them a pretender. I think this could go. I hope Miami wins tomorrow. My prediction goes the other way. However, again, I think this is Super Bowl preview. I think if Miami falls tomorrow, I think they're going to have a chip on their shoulder when it comes Super Bowl time. They're going to knock San Francisco's teeth out at Super Bowl time. But do you see this as a Super Bowl preview, or is there another team in the NFC that you go, nah, man, this is the team to watch? Or maybe in the AFC, if not Miami. I know you're going to go Miami, but what two teams, if not Miami and San Francisco, can you see in the Super Bowl? I think this is a preview. This could be a preview here.
I think it's not far-fetched to call this a Super Bowl matchup or a Super Bowl preview. I think you're right. I think you hit it right on the head right there. As far as scheme goes, I think they're mirror images of each other, especially from an offensive standpoint. But the it's different, though, because the players they have in their scheme are power players, and the players we have in our scheme are speed players. I mentioned this a little bit during the Dolphins Daily Talk, and I'll take the speed. And the reason why is because speed kills. They have a great defense. They have a great everything. But I think there's just some things that we're going to need to learn to do and to get over the hump. I think this is one of them. I agree with what you said about doesn't make or break the Dolphins season. They're not pretenders if they lose this game, but this is moving week in the NFL where you either go forward and the people that don't win, they look at you differently. I didn't have this as a win on our schedule when we did our preseason predictions for the whole season. I had this as a loss, but I feel differently about this going in with what we've done going forward, how we've been organizing everything. I think it's looking really well for us to get a W.
I think that's absolutely fair. I know tomorrow, obviously, guys, everyone tune in. We appreciate you. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, we love you. Like and subscribe.
I on the post game show. We always are with
Yep.
Evan. Have fun, raw emotion, all that, and I hope that the Dolphins are win and it's amazing. But like I said, I don't think if they lose tomorrow that nobody could say they're pretenders. Bullshit.
No,
but
no way.
If they win, if they lose, they're not pretenders. They're not. They've proven that the team is trending up. But if they win tomorrow, that definitely puts them as a favorite. You know that because what people forget, people love the crap on the Niners, and I get it. Be at bandwagon. The Niners.
Mm-hmm.
The Niners were one game away from the Super Bowl last year. They
yes,
lost
sir.
the championship. Yep. 2 years ago, they were in the Super Bowl. This is a legitimate Super Bowl contending football team. They're hot right now, as the Dolphins are. So if the Dolphins lose, I'm not going to be freaking out about it, depending on how they lose, of course. But if they win, that's a statement game. That's depending on, and it doesn't matter how they win. They win. You beat a Super Bowl contending football team, you have arrived. So
I agree with that.
I did mess up at the beginning.
You're good.
I'm out of it. But I will play it at the end. That way people at least see it.
Yeah, hell yeah. Play it at the end. That's dope. Yeah, I was going to say before, too, before we close out, you were saying about if there's one team maybe you look at in the NFC a little differently than you do the Niners. There actually really is, and it's not going to be who anybody thinks. It's not the Eagles. It's not the Vikings. And the Niners are great, but it's the Dallas Cowboys. And the reason why it's the Dallas Cowboys is because that defense is not playing no games. If you look at, the statistics are very I think they don't tell the whole story. So, statistics lie, okay, but film doesn't lie.
Yeah,
but if
true.
you go look at the way that they play the same way the Dolphins play defense, kind of. They want to get organic pressure with 4, and then they can play coverage on everything into the back. I think they're scary, honestly. If the Fins beat us tomorrow, we'll see you in the Super Bowl. Payback is a beach. I don't know. Maybe you got to get by the Cowboys first.
Yeah. Dolphins fan, her husband has a 35-24 Miami. She has a 35-17. I'd love to see that because that means the Dolphins are scoring 35 points on the defense.
On the Niners.
Because, they scored 30 points in the last 4 games, but that's against teams top 20 in defense.
Oh, my
the Niners
God.
Are a joke. But if they do that against the Niners, their fans will be elated. And, T-Bone Steak, we appreciate you, brother, for tuning in.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in.
Come back, even though you are a Niners fan.
That's all
we
right.
have content here on the network. We are, we got Dolphins, we got NFL, we got basketball.
Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff.
So like and subscribe. Evan, Evan will be there tomorrow. John, brother, you close us out, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, man. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you so much for doing that awesome producing. We want you to get better, sir. We want to have a great post-game show tomorrow after a W. I believe wholeheartedly this is a statement game for the Dolphins to win, and everything's in front of us. The destiny is in your own hands, you guys. You just got to take advantage of it. On a closing note, though, as always, I'm gonna roll us out with "He who laughs last is going to laugh best, baby." Yeah, he who laughs last laughs best. Dolphins are gonna win this football game and a whole bunch of other ones, baby. Let's go, Bobby.
First kick, I snap into action. When I'm digging in the trenches, get dominated off the line of scrimmage. Read and react quick to make it early diagnosis. Hit you with the quick release like Marino Danny dopeness. Explosive change of direction in the true essence of Reggie Bush. From JT and ZT to DVP and AVG. Terminator to a quarterback, Hunter JP. Steve Ross, the boss, King Flow, and card slinging, gambling genius, Slick Chris Greer.
Sweet. Hell yeah. Boy. Let's go to the boy. Let's be a real boy.